How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. The much anticipated return after missing the last 2 full seasons. Splash brother Klay Thompson dealt with some tough times, the worst timing imaginable. First tearing his ACL Game 6 of the 2019 Finals, Golden State was looking to take back momentum and perhaps might have forced the Game 7 if it wasn't for his knee injury, which haunted the team for the entire 2020 season. Klay caught another bad break almost a year and a half later when he was just working out on a 2-dribble pull-up jumper hours before his team drafted James Wiseman toward his Achilles. The biggest blow, the Dubs missed the playoffs without him for 2 straight seasons, but with Golden State in position to make a run for 2022, we'll take a look at every Game 6 of Klay Thompson's NBA career up to this point and analyze how great Game 6 Klay actually is. Even Klay's basketball reference bio has him listed as Game 6 Klay for a nickname known for its incredible performance versus OKC 2016, a moment that changed the future of the league and earned him the biggest praise as a clutch performer. That game stands out more than any for the 5-time All-Star, but was Thompson always this good in every Game 6? Since all over social media praises Game 6 Klay becoming a huge thing, many would even take Game 6 Klay over some all-time greats at their best. After taking 11 overall in the 2011 draft, Thompson only missed the playoffs while playing a full season as a rookie. His first year, Steph played 26 games. Monte Ellis and David Lee, the main options of that team. Although Klay didn't make first team all-rookie, would become the full-time starting shooting guard his second season. The Splash Brothers duo formed in 2013. Curry finally healthy, Monte Ellis gone. Thompson, a 40% outside shooter every season of his career, averaged over 16.5 points, third leading scorer behind All-Star David Lee. 47 wins. Thompson did indeed win his first ever Game 6, but only needed 7 points on 3 of 13 shooting, 0 of 6 from 3, 46 minutes worse than Nuggets. It was actually Curry's 22 and Draymond's breakout game of 16 and 10 off the bench to lead Golden State to his first playoff series win under the trio, while Thompson had his hands full against San Antonio. Scored just 10 points on 4 of 12 shooting that Game 6, falling to the eventual Western Conference champs, but in Golden State's Game 2 win, Thompson had his breakout game, 34 points, 8 of 9 from 3, combined with 14 rebounds, 3 steals, a career high at that point of his career. Golden State wasn't supposed to even be a threat in 2013, expected to get run over by Denver, but put the league on notice. Thompson's still a low-key guy since Steph elevated his stardom. Curry, then 25 years old, Thompson 23, Draymond also 23, only the beginning. By year 3, Thompson averaged 18.4 points, 42% from deep, started off his debut with a 38-point bomb versus the Lakers, but struggled Game 6 versus the Clippers in the first round, scored just 9 points on 3 of 11 shooting from the field, inconsistent, but from then on, Thompson playing a full season, went on to make 5 straight finals. 2015, the 24-year-old became one of the league's best shooting guards and doesn't deserve enough credit to Golden State's 67 wins. Curry, though, won the MVP, while Klay connected on 44% from deep, made 3rd-team All-NBA. Thompson oftentimes the tougher defensive assignments, the 37-point quarter game versus Sacramento, while in Game 6 versus Memphis, Thompson scored 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 13 shooting, a tough grinded physical team, but Klay would struggle in Game 6 against Cleveland, going 2 of 7 from the field, netted in just 5 points, a season low, while Steph and Iguodala took care of business, being in the biggest stage, his 3rd season in the playoffs at 24. Klay had an underwhelming finals, 30% from deep, the nerves and jitters absolutely a factor, especially early in the series. There was never a finals game in 2015 where both the Splash Brothers shot the lights out at the same time. Yet Curry, who averaged 26, got a lot of the blame for the series for not winning Finals MVP. Thompson even had a better year in 2016, being the second option for a 73-win squad, averaged over 22 points, 47% shooting, 3rd-team All-NBA again, fantastic in the playoffs, averaged 24.3 points in 24 postseason games, didn't need a Game 6 against Houston and Portland, where Thompson dropped 27 on 10 of 14 shooting to eliminate Harden in Game 5, 33 points on 13 of 17 to knock off Dame Lillard in Game 5, and arguably one of the best individual performances all time on the road in brink of elimination in OKC. Klay absolutely masterful, setting a single game playoff record of 11 threes. Golden State needed every one of them in a comeback shooting clinic, being down 3-1 in the series after getting blown out twice in loud Chesapeake Arena. If Thompson only hit 8 threes instead of 11, it would have been OKC versus Cleveland in the finals. Durant might have won a title and never joined a Dub Nation. Thompson almost single-handedly ended the Durant-Westbrook OKC era and pretty much guaranteed his team 2 more titles after KD took his talents to the Bay Area. Although the 2016 Warriors didn't win a title, Durant joining after allowed the franchise to win the next two. Klay went off for 19 fourth-quarter points on 5 triples. Golden State was trailing 83-75 the final 12 minutes. The date, May 28th, drawing the 5-minute mark to line up and confidently drain a bomb, down 7, absolutely cold-blooded. Steph also netted in 6 threes of his own, combined with KD and Russ screwing up and having turnovers. Thompson's last triple gave Golden State the lead with 1:35 left, the best player on the floor when it mattered most, which included his unanimous MVP teammate, a top 3 player in Kevin Durant on the other team, and Russ Westbrook, another MVP candidate, the game of his life. A moment that led to future big NBA moves traced back to this performance. Everybody forget about how OKC was playing their best basketball ever in games 3 and 4, winning by a combined 52 points, including knocking off a 67-win Spurs team in the semis. Per 538, had the Thunder a 95.8 win probability heading into the fourth quarter of Game 6. Also, if KD never had left, OKC and Golden State could have been a rivalry for years. The Thunder were considered the next team to dominate the West after San Antonio. The 2017 finals would have been up for grabs between OKC, Golden State if they would have resigned the average Harrison Barnes and old Andrew Bogut, assuming the team stayed put, battling against the East against LeBron and Kyrie. Without Game 6 Klay in 2016, Golden State realistically might have only had one title. Although Draymond Green made the phone call to Kevin Durant, it was Klay Thompson's performance that allowed the Dubs to form a dynasty. The hardest series win for his team between 2015 to 2019, despite losing to Cleveland Game 6 on the road. Klay scored 25 on 9 of 21 shooting. That Game 6 had a subpar finals, while in 2017, Game 6 Klay wasn't necessary since Golden State went 16 and won that playoffs, never even got to a Game 6. KD and Steph were too unstoppable together, while 2018, Thompson absolutely balled out in the first round. No Steph, averaged nearly 23 points on 52% from deep versus San Antonio. Needed just one Game 6 that postseason against Houston Conference Finals, down 3-2. Thompson, masterful, dropped the game high, 35 points on 9 of 14 from deep, went 13 of 23 from the field while facing elimination again. Golden State fans were a little nervous. After one, trailed 39-22, still down 10 at halftime. Thompson shifted the momentum, started the second half with a deep ball, followed by another one. 1 minute later, cut the deficit to 2, got his teammates going, drained another 3 at the 6:41 mark, and responded again with 3.5 minutes left in the third. While Golden State still trailed, gave the Dubs the lead for good. Demoralizing Houston, being too fearful of Klay, allowed Steph to take over. Once the Splash Brothers got going, it was over for the other teams. Build up a 7-point lead heading into the fourth. Thompson put the icing on the cake, draining another bomb, the 9:39 mark, giving his team its first double-digit lead. Next 2 Golden State possessions, Curry scored twice. Every time Klay drained the dagger, Steph always responded. Thompson made 2 more triples, resulting in the 29-point Golden State win, outscoring Houston 93-47 after the first quarter. Combined with guarding James Harden and now playing the MVP that game, Thompson balled out again in Game 7, went 8 of 13 for 19 points. The 29-year-old also balled out the 2019 postseason. Wasn't needed in Game 6 first round versus the Clippers, only had 9 points on 3 of 10 shooting. Teammate Durant had a 50-piece, but against Houston, while up 3-2, Durant out. It seemed like Houston finally caught a break after losing CP3 late previous playoffs. Golden State losing Durant this time, it was the Rockets down 3-2. It was indeed Game 6 Klay again who set the tone for the Dubs. Curry absolutely struggled in the first half, went scoreless first 24 minutes, while Thompson had 10 points alone in the first quarter. Going toe-to-toe with Harden, Golden State only down 1. Klay absolutely continued to ball out the second quarter, netted in 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting, outscoring Harden and Paul combined in the period, while Curry went 0 for 3 in that second stanza. Without superstar Durant and Curry scoreless in the first half, without looking at the box score, one would assume Golden State would probably be down 20, but Thompson was that good. The game was actually tied at 57 by halftime. Harden and CP, already double figures, also played well, giving teammate Curry a chance to regroup. Steph took over the third quarter, scored 10 points, and absolutely dominated the fourth, netting in 23, while it was Klay who sank the biggest dagger. Shades of Game 6 vs OKC gave his Dubs a 6-point lead with 36 ticks left, basically putting the game out of reach for Houston. Eliminating the CP3 James Harden Houston era, the Splash Brothers shown their championship DNA. Even if both are not hot at the same time, they can simply take turns dominating. After sweeping Portland, Thompson absolutely balled out against Toronto, a stat line of 26-point average, over 58 from 3. Insane numbers, stepped up for the injured Durant, but Klay forced to miss Game 3 with injury. Golden State of course got destroyed that game, and the clutch dagger in Game 5 for the go-ahead 3 under a minute left. Game 6 Klay, last game ever in Argo, was the best player that game. Toronto seriously could have finished the series in 5 over a depleted Dubs team. Before the 6th game, Draymond claimed Klay said to him, "I'm about to have one of those games. I'm telling you now, I'm about to have one of those games. I'm about to destroy them. I'm telling you, just give me the ball. I'm about to have one of those games." For a very quiet star who barely ever speaks and talks and laid back for the most part, for Klay to say something like that very unexpected. Thompson absolutely caught fire, the true definition of a warrior. First quarter went 4 of 5 from the field, 10 points, being a master at the catch and shoot and moving without the ball. Klay was actually creating his own shots, doing it himself. Also got after it defensively and attacking the rim at will, going 8 for 8 from the free throw line the second quarter. It appeared Golden State was gonna blow this game wide open after Klay netted in a dozen in the third quarter, but everything changed when he suffered the devastating injury, the 2:22 mark, after a hard lane going for a dunk, fouled by Danny Green, courageously sank 2 free throws to put his team up 5, unable to continue. Klay played less than 32 minutes, netted in 30 points, 10 of 10 from the line, 8 of 12 shooting on 4 made threes, later revealed a torn ACL. Toronto outscored Golden State in the fourth quarter, winning the title. Given how the game was played, there were high indications Golden State likely would have won Game 6 with a healthy Klay and be able to force a Game 7. With one Splash Brother down and Draymond's scoring deteriorated over the years, all eyes were on Steph, who missed his last 4 threes in the game, including one that would have given Golden State a late lead because of the deadly shooting of Klay every time he catches fire. It draws all the attention to the defense, allowing Curry to shine afterwards. Many also believe Klay would have dropped 50 that game if it wasn't for that injury. That's how hot he was. Thompson more than likely would have scored at least 40, while Kawhi, Siakam, Kyle Lowry, and Steph each play at least 9 more minutes than Klay and still finish with less points, which goes to show Game 6 Klay ever since the 2016 Western Conference Finals is a real thing and unstoppable. Since the 2016 OKC game, including the 2016 Finals of Game 6, 2018 vs Houston, 2019 vs the Clippers, 2019 vs Houston, and 2019 vs Toronto, Thompson averaged 27.8 points those games, shooting a ridiculous 54% from deep. Compared to the other games, Game 6 Klay, simply his best version of himself, followed by Game 5 Klay, who's also very underrated. In the earlier stages of his career, Klay had his fair shares of struggles in Game 6. After the 5-point 2015 Finals clincher, Thompson took that bad performance personally and went nuclear in most of the Game 6 ever since. Compared to his career playoff averages of 19.3 points with 3 made triples, shooting 41.5% behind the arc, his Game 6 numbers averaging nearly 6 made threes a game when his team faces adversity, down 3-2 twice, responding with 41, and a 35 piece never took the gas off the pedal in 2019 vs Houston, 27 big points, and a 30 piece vs Toronto, which should have been more if it wasn't for his injury. In his 11 Game 6s, Golden State a record of 8-3. If Klay would have dropped a 40 piece and never got hurt in the finals vs Toronto, his Game 6 average starting from that 2016 OKC game would have been 29.5 points, which goes to show his big performances. Klay has had 4 memorable Game 6s, 2 wins facing eliminations on the ropes. The win was 2019 Houston, avoided a Game 7 with a hungry Poe and Harden trying to seek revenge. The 2019 Rockets were also viewed as legit contenders too, while his injuries robbed him of another legendary masterpiece. All in all, the 5-time All-Star will finally be back sometime early in the 21-22 season and should have plenty of more Game 6's performance throughout the 2020s decade. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do you believe Klay Thompson can come back and pick up where he left off? Will we have more postseason magic in the coming years? Which stands out to you most about Game 6 Klay? The biggest what if to me, Klay already had 22 points after 3 quarters Game 6 vs OKC, scored 19 in the fourth period, while Thompson already had 30 before the injury against Toronto. Given how hot he was, many believe Klay would have been able to drop 45 if healthy and continue his greatness in Game 7, perhaps even even pull off Finals MVP. If it wasn't for that knee injury, it could have been Klay's best game of his career and signature playoff moment. Injuries simply sting. Toronto barely won by the skin of their teeth. Without Klay and KD, can you imagine how epic it would have been if Klay picked up where he left off after playing some of his best basketball in the 2019 Finals? I cannot wait to see what the future holds for Klay Thompson and the Game 6s ahead. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I love all of you. See you next time.